Alrighty guys, well we finally have one in. I've been asked a ton of questions about this particular lock. This is the Lightlock. This is gaining a whole bunch of traction on YouTube for being one of the most secure locking systems on the planet. I have my doubts, and simply because I just see some of the things that were used and I don't agree with some of it. Number one is I would say that this is bolt cutter proof. There's no way you're cutting through the cables. Cables are miserable to cut through, and there's like 4 cables. You can see I'm just kind of testing and seeing what's in this particular lock just to kind of see what's in here. And there's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cables on a belt, and that's what makes this lock what it is. You know, it light. I mean, it is kind of light, but this thing is actually pretty heavy. So the key system here should be pretty pick proof. I wouldn't say that this would be able to be picked. It doesn't have as many discs as some of the other locks, but it does have quite a few in there. So I would say that the lock would be pick proof. I would say it would be bolt cutter proof, but I do not think that their angle grinder test was based anywhere close in reality. If you watch their video, they just grind and grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. It seems like they can't get it cut, and I just don't think that's very true. The angle grinder is pretty much one of those things that it's going to cut just about everything. So the main idea would be how long can we hold it off? The longer the better. A couple other problems I noticed with this lock is it's only 29 inches long. So if you are restricted solely to locking your bike up to a very thin pole or a bike rack. So keep that in mind. There's not very much room with this, and there aren't any other lengths available. So if you think you're going to be locking up a motorcycle or anything, specifically not a bicycle, anything with any kind of width to it, you're not going to be able to use it for that. So it is going to be strictly for bikes, strictly for a bike rack. Whereas, you know, and you're only going to be able to lock the frame up. You know, if you get a lock and chain, you can go through the front tire and the frame and lock everything up. You could even, you know, probably wrap that around once or twice. Plus, you'd be able to use it on other things. You could order it long enough to where you could lock up the back tire, the frame, and the front tire, because the front tire is something that gets stolen fairly often. If you just lock up the tire, they'll steal the bike. If you just lock up the bike, they'll steal the tire. Especially on the front, it's usually only a couple seconds and you can pop it right off. So very limited on room. You're not going to be able to tie this to a lamp pole or a telephone pole or anything other than a bike spot. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this here and see how it works. You've basically got a large bolt that goes into here, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but you can see all that does is twist that back and forth. And those 2 pieces of metal spring back and forth together. I think that would be another weak spot on this. I think if there was any kind of pulling force put on this, I think it would break those 2 pieces of metal because they're not protected, and they're fairly weak as far as what it looks like to me. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm just going to do the main thing what everybody wants to see. They want to see this thing versus an angle grinder in a real world test, not on Lightlock's commercial. Now, before everybody gets into a big uproar, do know that I consider this a vast improvement over buying something like a master lock or pretty much anything you're going to buy at the hardware store. This is 1,000 times better than any of that stuff. Do I think it's the best system on the market? No. Simply because of size and how long it may or may not take to cut through with the angle grinder. We know with a hardened security chain, you're going to be looking at about 2 minutes of angle grinder time with one of the best grinders on the market right here, and a thin cutting disc. So we've got a full battery, and let's just go ahead and time this thing and see how long it takes. We've got about 450 on there. I'm going to try and start right at the minute mark and go. 14 seconds is the real world number. So, there you go. Don't believe everything you see on TV, guys. Have a good day. Hey guys, it's the end of the video. Help me out and help me help you out. Right below the description box right here is a red subscribe button. Subscribe to me and then you're going to get the latest and greatest information that I put out. Sometimes it applies to you, sometimes it doesn't. It's just going to at least let you know that we're putting out new and current information. And then right over here is a thumbs up button. Give me a thumbs up. Help this video rank higher in the searches for the search terms that you're using, and let other people be able to see this. That's the best way you can help. Interact. Leave a comment. I will get back with you if I can and try and help you answer your questions. But the more you interact and post this to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and spread this through the social media, the more that allows me to be able to help do more videos. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And subscribe, share, and like. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.